Good afternoon, Jeffrey here at JTech. In this video we're going to go over some hydraulic lines. We're going to explain the crimping process of putting the ends on, how to determine which ends you need, and the proper process for crimping. So here are our demonstration hose that we're going to be using this afternoon. We first take a look at the size and the measurements of the hose. So we can look at the hose and we determine is the 6G2. See our pressure here, it's rated to, it's a 3/8 inch hose. So this is the information we need to determine the size of connector we need. And then what we want to do then is to determine the connector type, we need to look at the connector that's on the old hose that we're going to replace. So in this case, it's a 4G6FJX. So then we can go over to our chart here, which will tell us what we're looking for. So it's an FJX, which is a female JIC connector, and the 4G is the size of the hose. So in this case, this is actually a 6G hose. So that's probably the reason this hose failed, is the wrong connector was put on. So we want to find the right connector. We've got this set aside here. As you can see, it's got the same end on it. So we know it's the right one, and it's this 6FJX, which matches what we're looking for. So what we'll do then, now that we've matched it to the right connector with the hose and the fitting, we'll take this over to our crimping machine. What we have here, this is what we're going to use to attach the end of this. So first we're going to do is put a little oil on this to get our fitting all the way in there so it's got a good connection. We don't want it to be loose, you need to get it all the way on, otherwise it's not going to crimp properly. Now once you got your fitting all the way on, over here on the machine, you can read your chart and it will tell you based on the type of hose, 3/8 inch 6G. It's going to use the die set 722, which is what we've got set out here. It's a common die set. You see it right there on the bottom, 722. Go ahead and set this in our crimper. Now this next part's a little tricky, especially working on your own, but what we're going to do is feed the hose up through the bottom into the die set, aligning the teeth on the crimpers with the top of this crimped area right here at the bottom that fits around the hose. So we'll feed this up. Try and get it in there. You get it wrapped around there, just make sure you have it right at the top. Adjust this a little, keeping the teeth of the crimper right at the top of the flat surface that needs to be crimped, because you want to get a good connection with that flat surface. Once you have that on there, you're going to lock it in place with the cap. That'll keep the teeth from adjusting while it's being crimped. So you get that on there firmly. Slide it into the machine. Now once you've got it in the machine, everything's set up. Next part is to find your pressure that you need to set your machine to. So once again on the chart, it's a 3/8 inch 6G. Pressure should be digital readout 695, so we need to lower this a little bit. Get it as close as we can. Go 695. Activate the crimper. This will come down, crimp your hose, and the next step, once that's done, we've already got one prepared here so you can see. It's gonna crush the flat surface of the fitting and bind that to the hose. You can see here you got two good crimps, the lines that the teeth make in the hose, and then you can see that's a good connection for these hydraulic lines, which are under high pressure These are going to be stable. They're not gonna push the ends off. So that's the process for setting up and using these crimpers, getting your hoses done correctly. Thanks for watching the video.